Create 3 folders in your Obsidian Vault, one called Operations, one called Departments, and one called Archive. That single action is the foundation of your entire SOP library, and you can do it right now by right-clicking in the File Explorer sidebar and selecting New Folder for each one. This 3-folder structure gives you a clean separation between your active procedures, your team-based organization, and your historical records, so nothing ever gets lost or mixed up. If you find this helpful, please like and subscribe, and let's build this out step by step. Inside the Operations folder, create a new note and name it SOP Library. This note will be your main directory, the home base where you can see every active procedure at a glance. Start by adding a level 1 heading that says #SOP Library, then a level 2 heading for #active SOPs, and below that a blank bullet point. Under that, add another level 2 heading for #SOP information, followed by fields like title, department, owner, purpose, status, and last updated. Then add a ## procedure heading with numbered steps 1, 2, and 3, and finally a ## related SOPs section with another blank bullet point. This template might look simple now, but it becomes incredibly powerful as you fill it in because every SOP you create will follow this same structure, making them instantly scannable and consistent. Now create your first actual SOP document. In the Operations folder, make a new note for a specific process. Let's say you're documenting how to onboard a new customer. Name it something clear like Customer Onboarding SOP. Inside, follow the same structure you just set up. Start with the SOP title as a level 1 heading, then add sections for purpose, scope, required tools, responsibilities, procedure with numbered steps, notes, and related SOPs. The reason this consistency matters is that when you or a team member opens any SOP in your library, you instantly know exactly where to look for the steps, the tools needed, and who owns the process. A common mistake here is to make the steps too vague. Instead of writing contact the customer, write send the welcome email from the CRM template within 1 hour of contract signing. Specificity is what makes an SOP actually useful. Next, move to your Departments folder. Create another new note and name it Process Directory. This note acts as a map that connects each department to its procedures. Add a #process directory heading, then a ## department section with a blank bullet point, and a ## department information section with fields for department, purpose, main processes, team members, and related SOPs. The real magic happens when you start using Obsidian's internal links. In that related SOPs field, type double square brackets and then the name of the SOP you just created, like Bautermi SOP. That creates a clickable link that lets you jump directly from the department view to the procedure. This turns your static folders into a living, navigable knowledge base where every piece of information is connected. Now create your Archive folder and its companion note. Open the Archive folder, make a new note called SOP Archive, and structure it with a #SOP Archive heading, a #Archived SOPs section, a #Previous Versions section, and a #Archive Notes section that includes fields for reason archived, date, and replacement SOP. This step is often overlooked, but it's crucial because it lets you retire outdated procedures without losing the institutional knowledge of what worked before. For example, if you update your customer onboarding process, you can move the old note into the Archive folder and link to the new version in the Replacement SOP field. That way, if someone ever asks why a change was made, the history is right there. Now connect everything together. Open your main SOP library note in the Operations folder, and in the related SOPs section, add internal links to your process directory note and your SOP archive note. So you'd type SOP library on one line and SOP archive on another. This creates a navigation spine. Your SOP library links down to the process directory, which links to the archive, and each of those links back to the individual SOPs. You've just built a fully connected documentation system where no note is an island. To take it further, add properties to your notes by typing 3 dashes at the very top of any SOP note. Then add fields like department, status, version, owner, and last updated. Properties let you use Obsidian's search and filtering tools to instantly find every active SOP in operations or every archived SOP from last quarter without scrolling through folders. Finally, add tags to your notes for even faster categorization. At the bottom of any SOP, type a hashtag followed by a category like #SOP or #workflow or #training. These tags act like labels that cut across your folder structure, so even if an SOP lives in the operations folder, a #marketing tag lets you pull up every marketing-related procedure no matter where it's stored. For your day-to-day workflow, follow this simple cycle. When you need a new procedure, create it in operations using your template, add the relevant department link in the process directory, and when it becomes outdated, move it to the archive and note the replacement. That's it. You now have a working SOP library in Obsidian that keeps your team consistent, your training faster, and your business knowledge preserved even as people come and go. To get the most out of it, set a reminder to review your active SOPs every quarter and always write steps as clear actions. Save this video or bookmark your new SOP library note so you can come back and refine your system whenever your processes evolve.